This video is brought to you by MusicVine. Get 50% off by clicking the exclusive link in the video description. So let's look at music in film, or better yet, let's listen.
Она тут! Третий этаж! Давай, давай!
Music can change the impact of a scene dramatically. Which is why in Atomic Blonde, this 12-minute badass scene is cut without any music at all. Elisabeth Ronaldsdottir, the Icelandic editor, understands that fight scenes flow just like music.
I find it easy to edit well choreographed action. But then again, I do come from a dance background and I have made a lot of short dance films in the past. So I understand the basics of choreography, and action is the alpha male dance. You can dance tango or you can dance karate.
This, by the way, is from Steve Halfisch's excellent interview series, Art of the Cut. Elisabeth and director David Leitch, who created an entire 80s playlist for the rest of the film, felt that this scene works best without music. But they both collaborated on another film. This iconic fight scene pulses with the music, magnifying the action. So when do you pull the trigger on using music in a scene? Let's find out. So here's the thing. MusicVine asked me to make a video to show off their new website design and how you can more easily access their tracks. So I thought, why not have some fun with it? I'm going to recut the scene from Atomic Blonde using MusicVine tracks, and I'm going to follow 3 guidelines. Number 1, it can be any track, any music genre, because she said herself,
I like to use music that isn't necessarily on the same emotional level as what's happening in the scene.
Number 2, I cannot change picture. I have to stick with the edit the way that Elisabeth cut it.
I really believe that there's music in the editing itself. And if you get the editing correct, you can actually put any music on it and it's gonna work.
So whatever changes I will want to do is with the music to fit the picture. And number 3, it has to be better than the original. I'm kidding, that's impossible. It just can't suck. I gotta try and make it work and have fun with it. So here we go. I'm going to put Atomic Blonde into a timeline. So here's my scene right here. Some point here, I definitely want to hear music just like in John Wick. Let's take a look at some music. This is what the new website looks like at MusicVine. It has all these different categories: cinematic, promotional, business, industry, indie, wedding. We can try cinematic, see what we find in here. It gives me some more keywords that might define what the style is that I'm looking for. Dark could work, high drama for sure, dramatic ending. I like these 3. I'm going to start exploring those 3. High drama. So I can tell this is a nice song, but slow. So maybe I want to tell MusicVine, give me faster music. And I have some additional filters here. Energy. Let's go with intense. Okay, I'm liking this. This is kind of Born Identity. I'm not 100% sure that this is right, but for now I'm just gonna give it a little marker. I can also create a playlist, and I'm gonna call it Atomic Blonde. Save. Let's listen at a couple more tracks before I really decide. Oh, I like this a lot. Also, what I like about this track here is I can tell that there are 4 loops here. Maybe at some points it's a little too big, so then I can decide I just want to use it, for example, as an underscore, so it's a bit more subtle. Let's move on. Going back to that question, when should you use music in a scene? I asked Dr. Karen Pearlman, who's an editor and a choreographer, and here's what she had to say.
Quite often we won't put music under a whole scene, but we'll find that moment where the scene turns emotionally or dramatically. And we'll start a music cue from that moment so that it carries forward into the next scene to give it the tone that we're looking for. But to me, it's really got to be a collaboration of the editor's sense of time and movement with the composer's sense of time and tone. And that's when it comes together to make a great rhythm.
Стой! Не стреляй! Не стреляй!
Ooh, this is nice. Let's see where this goes. Okay, so I found a bunch of tracks here. Let's see if I can find something against stereotype. Let's give it a try, see what happens. What the hell? Bubble gum pop. Okay, this is crazy, but I kind of dig it. Let's do it. The other thing that I would like to point out is their collections. They're basically curating playlists. And again, I'm kind of looking for something to go against type. So maybe Blissful Ambient could be really fun to try out. I like this one. I'll probably go back to the site and see if I can find 2 or 3 different types of against type style music. I just want to tell you what happens next. These are all the tracks that I like. I'm just going to download them and start putting them into my editing software. Boom. I was listening in on Tanya Regal, who's the editor of Tanya. This was at EditFest recently, and she talked about how she works with music. The first thing she said is, be careful with cutting your scenes with music already in the timeline, because music can mask some of the problems in the edit. So cut the scene first, then put the music to it, and possibly make adjustments, or not, because you might not need to. The brain will make automatic connections between the music and the flow of the scene. Don't believe me? Go back 20 seconds, turn off the audio, and play back. I bet you didn't notice that bad edit that I snuck in there.
She has a darling figure.
Another thing that Tatiana pointed out is that she's very hesitant to cut to temp score.
Those are nice, huh? They're not real, so they last forever. Isn't that neat?
No.
Because the last thing you want is an unhappy director or producer who fell in love with a music track they can't get. Okay, I really like this piece. It gives me a nice contrast. So when I got these tracks in here, I downloaded them. They're free previews that you can use to do your edit. But let's say you're happy with the song, you want to actually use it. What's really great about the new Music Vine is this. There's the song right here, and you want to buy it. They now have different types of licenses, because most of the time you don't really need a full license for broadcast. Maybe you just want to put it on the internet, on YouTube, just like me. And so Music Vine figured out a way how to structure a deal that is really advantageous for you. They have a new license where you can get any of their tracks if you're only using it for personal use, vlog, indie channel, podcast. Only $10 for a song. But look at all the variations here. We talked about this one, wedding 25, non-profit 30, student 25. When Tanya was talking about be careful with using music you can't get the license for, here you don't have to worry about it. If you're working on a short and you maybe have 3 or 4 tracks, for probably less than $100, you can get the entire score of your film covered.
I thought that I knew you, I thought I'd see right through you. I was blind, I've been blind. The darkness covers my sight. Can't fight it, can't beat it. I think I've been defeated. Can't fight it, can't hide it. My heart is stuck on you.
Recap. Number 1. Cut without music first, make sure that all your edits work. But maybe not. I actually like to use music to inspire a cut. But even then, I turn off the music afterwards and revisit everything. Number 2. Beware of cutting with temp music. A lot of composers really don't want to listen to temp music because they often feel pressure to do a sound alike. Also, if you fall in love with the music and then can't get the rights, you just made your life miserable for no good reason. And finally, when should you cut music to a scene? Well, maybe for contrast, accent, to magnify an emotion, or to mask a problem. I hope you liked this episode. Do let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this approach of working with a brand. Check out Music Vine, play around with their new website, and enjoy 50% off on your first purchase by clicking the link in the video description. When they're doing these flailing, like these air punches, that's when I want the music to go into second gear. Oh, by the way, if you want to watch me cut that scene with the bubblegum pop, just click on over on Patreon and have some fun.